Live once more. Who's going to burst in El Chato? We will find out. Yo, Robin's here. HG Play is here. What's up, guys? Now, can you guys hear me? Let me know. Can you hear me? Oh, Brooke's here. What's up, Abby? Nirmal is here as well. How are you guys doing? So good to see you all. Can you hear me? Let me know. Please let me know. Huntsman, moderator Astronomer Huntsman is here. What's up, Huntsman? Oh, and HG says, I cleared my whole evening schedule for this, by the way. Legend, and HG can hear me. Thank you so much, Furman. Lovely to see you guys again. Thank you, Huntsman, who says, I actually forgot about stream. Huntsman! Never forget about the stream. And Huntsman says, and yes, we can hear you. Brooke, the lovely Brooke, can hear me as well. Thank you so much for confirming, Brooke. How is everybody doing? And Rashid is here, right on time. Rashid is right on time. And thank you, Abby, who says, we can hear you loud and clear. Thank you so much. Great to see you, everybody. Lovely to have you in the chat once more. Hey, she says, I'll be 4 mins for the first of many nerdy fun facts. Look forward to those nerdy fun facts for real. Huntsman says, I was listening to music, but then I saw the notification. Sorry about that, Huntsman. No need to apologise, my friend. But listen, if people don't like button, then apologies will need to be issued. So please, guys, if you're watching right now, show me some love. Hit that like button and let's get this stream off to a good start. Right then, Huntsman says, but yeah, kept the watch streak alive. Absolutely epic. Huntsman is on like a what? You tell me, Hunt. It's been many weeks now that moderator Astronomer Huntsman has been holding the chat down. And Abby says, can you knock the table aggressively? You know what? Straight, I can knock the table aggressively. And to be honest with you, this is not just a table, gang. This is my new desk. What's up to everybody who's just joined the stream? We're just getting things started. We've got the full crew of regulars in here. Well, maybe not the full crew of regulars, because at this point, the list of regulars is getting pretty big. But we've got some absolutely legendary people in this space now. We've got Robin, we've got Abby, we've got Brooke. How nice to see Brooke and Abby on the same stream. We've also got Robin, the real one, moderator Astronomer Huntsman. Who have I not mentioned? Rashid is here as well. We've got Nirmal. Fantastic crew of people up in this stream. So if you're watching right now, we've got 23 people. I looked up from my little phone and all of a sudden we've got 26 people in the chat with. What's up, everybody? How are you doing? And maybe thinking, who is this guy? What is he going on about? And what's this stream all about? Well, the answer to that question is these streams are all about good vibes, positivity. As you can see from the chat, we've got a super good crew of regular people around here. So if you want to jump in the chat and say hello, I promise you they will make you feel very welcome. And one of my favourite things about being a streamer is actually getting to know people from all over the world. We literally have people watching from all over the world. We've got Abby in the chat who's watching, I believe, from India. We've got Brooke who's watching from America. We've probably got Jazz somewhere in the background who's watching from Canada. So if you're out there and you've joined the stream for the first time, please hit subscribe. We stream for 5 days of the week around here, and I'd love to get to know you. And if you jump in the chat, I'll be giving you a shout out. So with that being said, let me get back to the chat. And Robin, the real one, says, we hope you all enjoy it here. Make sure to stay nice and have fun. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks and have a great time. We do not care about looks, politics, race, or anything. 100%. Robin said, and maybe this is just a reminder for the regulars and a recap for anyone that's new here. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from in the world, what you look like, what your background is, whether you're super rich or have £0 to your net or dollars, whatever your currency is. It doesn't matter. If you're a nice person, you have a chill, fun time, you're in the right place. So genuinely, hit subscribe. At 500 subs, we're doing the house tour, and I can't wait to show the chat that. I told my parents that the other day. They were like, how's YouTube going? And I was like, yeah, it's been pretty good. Like, the crew of regulars, they're really friendly. It's a lot of fun. But when 500 subs, I'm doing the house tour, and they were like, oh my God, a house tour? Are you sure that's a good idea? I was like, yeah, don't worry. I'm not giving the address away. We're just going to keep it nice and chill. So if you need that house tour, then please do hit subscribe because it's coming in hot. Okay, Rashid says, man, let's try reading chats fast today. Just take the name of the person and answer short. Okay, don't need to read questions, just quick, it'll be good. All right, Rashid, well, thank you for the tip. I will try and get things moving because you guys make the chats pop off these days. So with that being said, let's see if I've anybody. Ranger is up in the building, says, you heard the man, like and subscribe. Thank you so much, Ranger. Honestly, guys, every time somebody takes the effort to hit the like button or subscribe, it means a lot, and I'm really grateful for all of the regulars that do a great job of holding the chat down. And Shiloh is here. What's up to you, Shiloh? Nice to see you in the chat again. Now, I'm going to catch some comments, but have I missed anybody? Harry Kitchen says hi. What's up? Nice to see you in the chat. And Isabel Ortiz says, how do you live stream? I live stream from my phone, from my iPhone, but chat knows we've got some very cool, exciting things coming. Now, in this little box right here, well, it's not a box, in this little case right here is my new camera, the DJI 3. I say in the name like I'm sponsored by them or something. I'm not sponsored, but yeah, this is the camera I just bought. I'll give you another little look at it just so you can get a sense. But in answer to your bell, in terms of the streams, I'm streaming on my iPhone, but soon we're going to be streaming from this, which is my. Let me turn it on for you. Ready for this? Ready for this motion? Now I did an unboxing the other day, and I didn't show you this, guys. But this is the new camera, and when you press the on button, let me show you. Wait for it. Boom. So this is the new camera. Now, as of just tonight, I've just ordered a new SD card for it. So that was another little bit of news I had to share with you guys. Still not got the laptop, but we've got the desk, we've got the camera, the SD card's on the way, and I'm picking out a light. So things are heating up around here. So I'm looking forward to sharing that next leg of the journey with you all. And as always, everybody who's been rocking with me since the early days when I was just streaming in my kitchen or streaming on my sofa. To be fair, I'm only one step up from the sofa now because I'm in my spare room. So sofa's that way, I'm on the new desk here. But either way, things are heating up and I cannot wait to get new streams kicked off with you guys. Kenny Bagnall says H to you, Kenny Bagnall. I guess that's meant to say hi, but how are you doing? Darth Clorox says, what's up? How's the Lord of the Rings remake going? I think that's meant to be a troll comment, but I understand the reference, to be fair. And let me catch up with El Chato. Alex Plant Room is here. What's up to you, Alex? How nice to see you. It's been a stream or two, but it's lovely to see you here once more. And Alex is excited for the new camera. Yeah, me too, mate. Honestly, I cannot wait to share it with you guys. Like I've said before, don't get me wrong, it's not like some crazy purchase, but this cost £100, which is, well, for the full thing, it costs like £500, which is about, what, $600, something like that. The new desk was £100. I just spent, you know what, guys? I just spent £62 on an SD card, micro SD card for this thing, because you can't run it with one. So in order to, I better turn this off. So yeah, in order to make use of this live on stream, I need an SD card, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stream from the camera, like into my phone using the app, and then like direct to you. So, and we'll see how that goes. But long story short, I'm putting some money in, so I'm hoping it pays off, and I hope it creates a little bit of a better production value for you guys. Only time will tell. Akbar Ali Hoti says we don't understand Creole. Well, it's because I'm only speaking English. HG Plays is back. Huntsman is probably already left because I'm behind with the comments, and I'll read his comment as soon as I say hello to Show, who says hello. Grandma, what's up to you, Pistachio? And Pack Wielding Engineering says hi as well. Cool, alright then, boom, let me get a comment from Huntsman who says, yo Edward, I gotta go, sorry, but a quick space fact. Solar flares actually contain X-rays and ultraviolet rays, so solar panels don't get extra energy from solar flares. Astronomer, moderator Huntsman out. Well, Huntsman, thank you as always for a cool fact. I did not know. If you're new around here, that was Huntsman, one of our awesome mods, and he's very passionate about space, astronomy, and everything to do with that sort of nature. So if you join these streams, at least once during the stream, we'll have a space fact from Huntsman. With a boy, one of our awesome other regular chat members, he also leaves a space fact too. And the lovely Brooke usually leaves a positive fact of the day. So I think Brooke's had to go back to work. So Brooke, if you still watch, I hope you have a great shift at work. And if not, we're sending hugs to you. With that being said, Ranger says, kitchen stream when? Great question, Ranger. You know what, guys? I think I'm going to do the kitchen stream when we get... Actually, soon, to be fair, because once the camera's set up, we can roam around the house. So, looking forward to that. So when we do like a proper kitchen stream, I reckon the 500 subs house tour could be a good little opportunity to show you guys around. And I might do a fridge tour as well. I know it sounds kind of random, but I was thinking, while we're doing the house tour, why not? Let's do a fridge tour. I'm also drinking a nice big glass of soy milk for... Well, not just for the protein, it's like soy milk. And I've also got some of these brownies to show you guys. So, as well as reading the chat, I'm going to be eating with these brownies. Now, I don't know if any of you saw the short I put out today, but in that short, it was a what I ate in a day video, and it showed these brownies that my mum made, and honestly, let me show you one, hold one up for you. These are like healthy chocolate brownies. These are literally like cocoa, banana, there's some fruit in there, there's actually some dark chocolate as well, and some flaked almonds on top, so these are the business. I'm going to eat one of those in a minute, but I am going to catch up with the chat, because, as always, I'm falling in debt with the chat. Okay, let me catch up. Abby is coming in with a great comment. I thought for a minute she was going to be like, soy milk sucks, but she was like, soy milk tastes delish. And absolutely it does. Like, I remember the first time I tried soy milk years and years ago, and I actually wasn't a fan. I found it watery, but then I tried again, and actually I found that I really like it. I think it's really creamy, and obviously, just for the record, for anyone that doesn't know, this is like in protein content as cow's milk, but there's none of like the white blood cells or kind of the other slightly dodgy stuff that comes with cow's milk or dairy. So, just a fun fact for you. All right then. Oh, and Huntsman said I was still here just to hear you say bye, legend Huntsman. And Rashid is dropping a comment which says you can play while the stream. You don't need to have a gaming knowledge. Just relax, chat and play. It'll help your stream to run on Twitch. You can merge comments background and it'll be chill. Rashid, thank you very much for the suggestion. I appreciate that. I think I'm going to do that for real because not only is it... one sec. There we go. Boom. Not only do I owe you guys a 200 subs Roblox stream, I would also like to just introduce myself to like a broader audience, and so many people game now, and I don't know, there's just like a whole wide range of games out there. It could be fun, and as you guys know, I'm not much of a gamer, so hopefully you can help me with that process. Every time I like sway around, it makes this, which is like stood up, sway. Really bad feeling it's going to fall over, so I'm going to put this safe and sound back in the case. And a big shout out to whoever just hit the like button, taking us to 11 likes. Last time I streamed, we got to, what was it, 52 likes, was it, chat? Because I did 51, I think it was 51 likes, and I said that once I got to 51 likes, I would do 1 press-ups. So that's what we did. I know Abby was here for that. I think there was a few other people that were here for that, so let's see how we get on tonight. But what I'm saying is, if you're out there, show your boy some love, hit the like button, and let's keep this stream popping. Alright, WB is in the chat. What's up to you, WB? I just gave you a little mention before. I was saying that you, along with Huntsman, are very reliable when it comes to dropping cool facts in the chat. And Rashid says, I like almond milk. Nice, Rashid. I've actually not had almond milk for ages. I like it. Okay, we've got another good fact from HG. It says, fun fact, thanks to potassium, bananas are slightly addictive. Did not know that one, so thank you, HG. Who also says... Also, I like your jumper. Thank you very much, HG. Honestly, like I've told the chat before, this was a gift from my friend. We actually got it from Primark, and it's probably one of the best presents I've had because so many people have complimented me on this. But that's not my doing. That's Primark's and that's the Simpsons doing, so shout out to my friend for that one. Nick Diesel 13 says, what does it mean when someone calls you a tosser? Someone wants to play catch. Oh dear. Nick Diesel. Nick Diesel. And Niolo is in the chat and says, Edward, what's the crack, my guy? And that was me. 54, last one, legend Sterniolo. Yeah, Sterniolo was here last time, and it was a good time had by all. Cranked out some press-ups for you guys. If you've just joined the chat, I was telling the stream that, or last time we streamed, which was on Thursday, if I said to the chat, like, guys, last night we hit 50 likes, if we can hit 51 tonight, I'm going to do 51 press-ups, and through the power of the chat, that's what happened, we obliterated 50 likes. I'm hopeful we can get towards that tonight, because these streams have been going really well recently, thanks to you guys, thanks to our joint efforts. And what is the crack, Sterniolo? Chilling, my friend, all chilling. And you know what's funny, Slow? I know you're over in Ireland, and you say you write crack as in like C-R-A-I-C, which I'm pretty sure crack is like an Irish term originally. But over in the northwest of England, we say like, what do you guys like? Oh, what's the crack? But we spell it as in C-R-A-C-K, like literally, what's the crack? So just like an English version of that. But yeah, all I'm trying to say, man, is all good on my end. I was actually working yesterday, not all of yesterday, I was working this morning, so I've only had like a day and a half off this weekend, I've got 5 days coming up at work, but the stream must go on, everybody, that's the take-home message, the stream must go on. If you've just joined the room, just to reiterate, we're streaming 5 days of the week round here, we've got an amazing crew of regulars in the chat, so if you want to be one of the regulars, hit subscribe and join the vibe. And speaking of the vibe, speaking of the chat, let me catch up with some comments. Rashid says you can play Resident Evil Remake 2. It has puzzles, real pressure, it'll be chill. You can read comments a while and it doesn't require a strong setup. Good to know, Rashid. Thank you very much. Honestly, all the tips are always appreciated, guys, because, you know, like, I've been here for a minute now. Not that long, but I've been here for maybe like 6-7 weeks. It's been a lot of fun. I've some amazing people. As I say, the crew of regulars does me proud every single time. But I want to take it to the next level. I want the crew of regulars to get even bigger. I want the community to grow even stronger. And the vibe to just be even more killer than it already is. So all your suggestions are already welcome. And what's up to you, Zeric Poe? Who says, will watching your stream lower my cortisol level? Now, I'm not a doctor, Zeric Poe, but there is a high probability that when this stream may reduce your cortisol. Like I say, that's not medical information, take it as you will, but just saying it could be a thing. Bren2385 says, Nick, it's the same word as W. Oh, okay. Got it. Well, Bren23, let me take you, Bren2385, we'll give you a chance to redeem yourself, and then it may be a little timeout ski for you, because we don't like rude people, mean people. We like good vibes in El Chato. HG says, Ed, I'm going back to school tomorrow. Oh, HG, I'm going back to work tomorrow, so I feel you, honestly. And you know what? My advice for anyone that's at school or college, give it your best shot. In the short term, give it your best shot, because it's painful now, but the better you can do at school, the better you can do at college or university, the more it's going to pay off for you. So give it your best shot, mate, and we'll be on stream tomorrow at 8, and you can tell me how it went. Alright, let me with some comments. Faisal Hack Omran says, can you make me mod? No, Faisal, because I don't know who you are, respectfully. So, the way we do the mods is, we like to welcome people into the chat, hang out for a few times, join a few streams, and then boom, we can make you a mod, but I've never met you before, so respectfully, Faisal, I won't be making you a mod tonight. And have I missed someone? I feel like I've missed someone. Hi and bye, I got to do homework. That was from Dan Edits Pro. Well, Dan, if you're still watching, always have you in the stream, my friend. If anyone doesn't know, Dan was honestly one of my earliest watchers, one of my earliest mods as well. He recently traded his mod badge in so somebody else could have a turn, which was noble of him. But Dan, always appreciate the energy and always appreciate you being here. Real, recognise real. And speaking of real, we've got the real, the one, the only, the lovely Jazz Rocks 85, aka Jazz, who's watching all the way from Canada and is probably driving her right now. So Jazz, if you're still listening, if you've got the stream on in the background, I'm sending the biggest hug all the way to you in Canada. Ooh, Arthur asks a great question and says, what's your favourite episode of The Simpsons? Great question, Arthur. Oh, that is such a hard one, you know. That is such a hard one, chat. Favourite Simpsons. Like, my mind is running through all of the different Simpsons episodes. There's so many good ones. I don't know if I've got a favourite one. I'll tell you one that I think is a good one off the top of my head. The one with the flaming Moes. Do you guys remember that one? Like, where Mo, the bartender, he comes up with like a drink by accident. And then that's kind of the theme of the episode, but that's a really good episode. Which other ones? There's so many good episodes of The Simpsons. Maybe I'll have to do like a Simpsons watch along or something. And WB says, I was practicing a backflip today and actually did one. That's awesome. I wish I could do backflips. Let me know in the chat if you can do a backflip, because personally I can't do one, but would like to do one. And Kamal says, hi, it's been so long for me to watch live stream. Kamal, it's been too long, my friend, and it is lovely to have you back in the chat. So nice when someone's like one of the regular members, and then we don't see them for a few streams, and then boom, they pop up 5 days later, a week later, 2 weeks later. Always nice to see you, Kamal, and I hope you are well. Let me catch up. Oh, and Jazz says I'm listening in the background. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Oh, Laboni Olioto, I think that's how you say your name. What's up to you? And they say hello, 6. Well, Laboni, very nice to see you in the chat. Thank you for saying hello, and thanks for saying where you're from, because I think it's the first time I've seen you in the chat. But like I've told the chat many times before, I love hearing where people are from. In my country, all around the world, we literally get viewers. Like I just Jazz a shout out before, she's watching from Saskatchewan in Canada, which is many thousands of miles away from where I'm right now. But it's super cool to know that people are tuning in from all over the globe. So big up to you. Wherever you're watching from, I'm sending you a big virtual high five. And Kamal a few minutes ago said, wow, 24 people. Yeah, a minute ago, Kamal, we had 30 something in here, which was pretty cool. And honestly, I think YouTube is showing the stream to a few more people these days. And that's partly because of you guys. When you guys get chatty in the chat, when you hit the like button, or when you subscribe, it tells YouTube that you're having fun and you're enjoying vibing with me. So if you're out there and you're watching and you haven't hit the subscribe, well, if you haven't hit the like button for starters, hit that little like button. I was telling the chat before, absolutely smashed 50 likes last time we streamed, and honestly, recently things have been really, really good. We've been doing some amazing numbers, and again, that's not me doing it, it's us doing it. So if you're here, if you're vibing along with me, big up to yourself. Right, I'm going to scroll up the chat quickly to see if I've missed anybody, but I feel like I'm kind of good, you know, so I'm going to scroll to the top, because I feel like I'm caught up. I feel like I'm out of debt with the chat. Boom, so here we go. And Robin is just leaving the Discord. Yes, Robin, Discord. I cannot wait. If you're one of the regulars, in fact, you have 9 people watching right now, and I reckon you guys are all part of the regular crew. And if you are, you know I've been talking about Discord for a minute. So when we set the Discord up, Robin the real one. Robin loves games. Well, Robin loves her games, but you'll recognise her in the chat. It's Robin in the chat. She is going to kindly help me with the Discord, and so is the lovely Brooke. Now, Brooke, I think, is at work now, so she's alright. She gets some time off. And long story short, guys, we're doing the Discord soon, and I can't wait for that because it means that when I'm not on stream, it means we can all still hang out. And if you guys have things that you want to like talk about more in depth, or you have particular interests, we can put it in some side channels in the chat, and it'll just give people a bit of a space to share things they're passionate about. And it's not just about me like reading comments out. It gives more people an opportunity to, you know, to express themselves, which I'm really looking forward to. HG says, I don't know when I started watching. HG, I reckon it was in the last 2 weeks or so, because you've become super enthusiastic, which I love, and super like regular, which again I love. But I reckon it was only about 2 weeks ago, HG, that you tuned in for the first time. Oh, a nice hydrating glass of soy milk. What a time to be alive. HG says, I'm from Wufan. Wigan. HG, I was like, where the heck is Wufan? I was like, is this some Chinese province that I've not heard of? But it turns out you're from Wigan in the northwest of England. Thank you for sharing, HG. And you're welcome. Happy to subscribe and keep doing your friend. And Abby says, watching, already liked, already subbed, vibing, W Edward. W Abby, that's what I'm talking about, guys. Everybody that brings positive energy, you brighten my little life up. Honestly, before the stream, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I was feeling a little bit flat, not too much in my mood, but just like a little bit tired because I worked a 9 to 5 last week, and then got up yesterday, had to do a morning shift at work, and then yeah, caught up on some rest. But what I'm saying is to you, I'm not like fully recovered, fully rested. I like 2 days off at the weekend, you know. I like to do my day job, but then I like 2 days off at the weekend. But with my job, about once a month, sometimes twice a month, I also have to do my Monday to and then do Saturday morning. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some people out there in the world doing 100-hour weeks, working days of the week. But just for me personally, like, I need to pace myself, and working 5 days, that's cool for me. So what I'm trying to say is that the streams are always boosting, like just lifting my mood, lifting my energy, so much so that when I finish these streams on an eve, it's like 9:45 normally when we wrap up, and I have to like just chill a little bit. I have to like just concentrate on just winding down because I need to go to bed after that. But sometimes I'm just so pumped after the stream, like I look back at the analytics, or I'll think about the comments, the vibes in the chat, like the conversations that we had, the new members that were here, the regulars that were here as well, and my brain is just turning. So if you're here, if you're vibing along, if you're part of the crew, let me know in the chat and you deserve a shout out. And as always, whoever's hitting that like button on the side of the emoji button so it streams up with hearts, W to you as well, because I love seeing those come up. WB is giving some tips on how to backflip. Thank you for that, WB. And thank you to Foxy85, who's back in the chat and says, hello, Edward. What's up to you, Foxy? The fair and lovely Foxy watching from all the way over in the northeast of England. What is up to you, my friend? Hope you're doing well. And E3737 says, I literally just your day in the live. Oh, thank you for watching, E3737. I might just call you E3 from now if you don't mind me being so informal. But E3, thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And thank you to everybody who took the time to like and to, not just to like, but to like leave a comment. Just like, yeah, give me some feedback. It's much appreciated. And I'm going to keep like, you know, dropping thoughts for you guys. And soon, guys, I've realised that I have now the community tab on my profile, which means that I can do polls. So I want to give you guys a bit of a say, like what sort of stuff you see more of, like what type of content you enjoy, what sort of stuff you're bored of. So yeah, I want to put a bit of power into your hands as well. Rashid says, how much time I've been watching you? I think 3 weeks. Correct me if I'm wrong. 3 weeks sounds pretty accurate, Rashid. Yeah, that would marry up with my time frame. I wish there was a for YouTube to tell me exactly like how long people have been watching for, like all the different things. Because you know what it is, guys, like there's so many regular friends that join the chat now. I really have to rack my brain to think like, right, I know this person, what's their name, what's their real name, where are they from, what have they told me, have they told me what their job is, have they told me interests are, and that's cool. I can remember that for the first like 5, 10, 15 people, but then soon when you get like the dozens of people, it becomes harder and harder to remember everyone, which is another reason why I think the Discord will be really fun, because it will again allow people to share stuff about themselves if they do. And one of the ideas that I've had for the Discord, I hope you guys like this one, is like a nominated birthday. So if you're a Discord member, you're part of the crew, you can submit a birthday, and I will put that birthday in a spreadsheet. It doesn't need to be your real birthday. If your birthday's on the 1st of May, but you don't want the world to know it's the 1st of May, but you still want like a birthday shout out, we can create a spreadsheet and everybody can submit like a day that they want nominated as their birthday. If they want it to be a real birthday, cool, that's even better. But if you just want to keep it anonymous, give me like a fake birthday, and once a year, we'll give the community members a shout out. I don't know how I'm going to make that yet, but I think it could be a fun idea. Maybe like a mail shot, like an email thing. Either way, guys, what I'm trying to tell you is I'm excited for the future, and if you're here vibing along with me, thank you so much for being part of the journey. Good things coming, and honestly, I've been really lucky ever since I started streaming. I've had some really nice people interacting with me. And if you've just joined the room for the first time and you're thinking, who's this guy? What's going on about? Is that a large glass of soy milk? Yes, that's a large glass of soy milk. And these streams are all about good vibes, positivity, and making new friends from all over the world. So if you're watching for the first time, I encourage you to subscribe, because we stream for 5 days of the week right now. And honestly, such a nice crew of regulars in the chat. If you introduce yourself, I promise you at least 1, 2, 3 people will introduce themselves to you and make you feel very well. Please hit subscribe, hit like, and jump in the chat and say hello. Foxy, speaking of back in the house, Foxy says, I'm back in the house. Sterniolo says, W Edward. W Sterniolo, and W every single person who's in me for this journey, because like I said, you guys know the story. I started streaming about 6 weeks ago, and since then it's been an absolute blast. It's been so fun, and that's why now I'm streaming 5 days of the week on top of my day job. And who knows, maybe one day we can increase the hours, increase the time I spend streaming. But for now, it's a part-time thing, but I'm having a lot of fun, and you guys are making it fun. So honestly, a big thank you to everybody who's kicking it with me and making it fun, honestly, for real. And just to echo that, Abby says, W Edward, W chat, W mods. Yes, big up to the mod squad, doing an amazing job. And Rashid says, one day we'll all meet. I smell our destiny. I like that energy, Rashid. You know what, guys, for real, you know what'd be sick? What would be super sick for me is if I could ever get to the point of being like big enough to like do subscriber meetups where I can invite people. Maybe, who knows, maybe if I ever got massive, not that I will, but maybe if I ever did get massive, I could do like a subscriber meetup where I fly subscribers to meet me. Like, love that. I would honestly love having enough funds to like facilitate that type of meetup. But for now, don't get ahead of ourselves. Let's get back to the chat and let's keep the energy strong. So if you're watching, make sure you've hit subscribe, make sure you've hit like. And guys, let's pump up the energy. Last stream we did, which was on Thursday, hit 50 likes, and I'm confident that we can get close to that again tonight. So without further ado, should I say, let me get back to the chat. Sterniolo says, guys, I don't know why, but I have so much anxiety because I have school tomorrow. Well, do not worry. I used to get anxious before school, honestly, and you're not alone in that. What I would say, Sterniolo, in terms of school, a great idea or a great strategy for school is to find a couple of good friends, or to concentrate on making some solid friends. People who are like nice. They don't need to be like the popular kids, but just people who are like nice, respectful, will have your... And honestly, that will really help in life. Having good friends means a lot. And like I say, they don't need to be like the most popular kids in school, like the super good looking, like nothing like that. It just needs to be like nice, respectable people who you can make friends with. And honestly, that will make your life easier. Witherboy says, do you know how to beat? It's making music with your mouth. Yes, Witherboy. I mean, I'm not a very good beatboxer, but I do, for fun, enjoy a little beatbox when I'm in my kitchen. And Krishna is back in the chat, who asked him to say the name. Krishna, you know who you are, and I'm giving you a shout out. What's up to you? And what's up to Queen, who's also back in the chat and says, much love and positivity to all. Zombie Queen, what an entrance. Absolutely love it. Always good to have people who jump in the chat and the first thing they say is positive. I absolutely love that. Foxy says, are you vegan? With three question marks. Yes, Foxy, I am vegan. And I have been for over 10 years now. When I started my YouTube channel, it was actually about like veganism and my vegan journey. But now it's more about like, I just want to share positivity with you guys, share my life with you. Like, you're joining me on this journey, and I just want to like spread some good, and you guys always show me that back, and I want it to be as open to as many people as possible. So even though the content, I like some of the videos and stuff, the shorts I make and the food videos I make, it obviously shows that I eat. This is not like a vegan activism channel. This is not a channel where this is me trying to convince you about veganism. This is more about me hanging out with you guys, and hopefully along the way you'll see the things I enjoy eating are tasty and enjoyable, and who knows, maybe that will give you a little bit of inspo. But honestly, this channel is open to absolutely everybody. Let me catch up. Bonnie BW024 says, hi, what's up to you, Bonnie B? Nice to have you in El Chato. And Foxy says, lactose intolerant, Edward. No, Foxy, I'm not lactose intolerant. I just, I went vegetarian when I was younger, and a few years after that I went vegan, and then never looked back. So that's been the story there, man. No way. Donut Time 2507 says, hello from Antarctica. If you're really watching from Antarctica, Donut Time, That is super cool. And Donut Time, if you are watching, let me know. Are you really watching from Antarctica? Because I'll give a double shout out if you are. And Robin is reminding us about her sprained ankle. Yeah, I'm so sorry for not asking. Very rude of me. How is your ankle doing? I know you mentioned the other day that you'd had an injury. And Brooke is back in the chat. And Brooke says, "Hi, I was wondering if I could be a... If you already have, I have been watching for a while now. I'm wondering, Brooke, do you mean a mod? I'm not if you do, but I presume you mean, can you be a mod? Is that what you're saying, Brooke? Let me know." And what is up to Rob? Rob under the Brooke channel. So good to see you, Rob. And listen, guys, every time I stream, Rob jumps in the chat, and I always have to give him a shout out because Rob makes some very important content, and it's depression, anxiety, both subjects which are important, close to my heart. Rob's been through some stuff. He's on a journey through life, and honestly, it's always good to check in with him. And for real, if you've not followed his channel, subscribe to his channel, do check him out because, like I said before, he makes really important content. There's so many people that are affected by things like mental health, mental health broadly, and depression as well. Like I said before, guys, there's about maybe 8 billion people on Earth. How many of those do you think suffer with low mood, with depression, to various extents? We're talking billions. We're talking literally huge amounts of people. And, it can be deadly. People actually lose their lives to mental health problems. So, Rob, I've got nothing but respect for the message that you're sending out. And Rob is now monetized. He is a full-time content creator. And I love to see it. I love to see Rob's own community backing him up. So, as always, man, I'm sending you vibes, I'm sending appreciation, and it's always nice to see you in the chat, mate. Have I missed anybody? Macaroni! I've missed Macaroni, who's back in the chat and says, hello! What's up to you, Macaroni? Always nice to see you in El Chato. And it's good to see people being welcoming to Rob. That's what we love. Hello, Lily. To see you back in the chat. Last time we streamed, which was on Thursday, we were just wrapping up the stream, and Lily popped in the chat like 2 minutes before the end. She was like, hi. I was like, hi, Lily. And bye, Lily. We've got to go. We're ending the stream, but we're back on Sunday. And you know what day it is? It's Sunday. Back. Lily's back. The whole crew's in full effect. Hell yeah. Brooke says, what a great typo. So Brooke says, if you just joined the room, Brooke had left a comment saying, hi, can I be a... And she hadn't said what she wanted to be. And I was like, oh, do you mean be a mod? And then Brooke just replied saying, yes, please can I be your mom? I mean mod. So yes, Brooke, as you've been so patient, and I think we said to you before, come back for a few more streams and we'll make you a mod. But Brooke, I'm really sorry to tell you this. I've got to be honest with you. I don't want to do this, Brooke. You're now a mod. Big up to Brooke. Let's go. And Akbar Ali says, we don't live like... I do not know what that means. Do not know what that means. From Akbar Ali. If you guys are reading the chat, let me know what that means from Akbar Ali because I have no idea what that means. Who have I missed? Have I missed anybody? Caught up to the chat, which is awesome. But we've got a good comment from Abby who says, I received kindness when I least expected it. I believe in spreading it as much as I can. I'm absolutely okay handing over my mod to Brooke. Well, Abby, do not worry. We will not strip you of your mod duties. You are in the mod squad because we need your kind, positive energy. And to be honest with you, I think we've only got a few moments. And like Robin says, Brooke, welcome to the mod squad. Great to have you on board. But Abby, that is really much appreciated. Very selfless of you. And genuinely, I have a lot of respect for that. We would love you to stay as a mod. And I can't remember, Abby, whether it was... I know Brooke offered to help with the Discord, but I can't remember whether you did as well. I don't want to be like, put words in your mouth and be like, oh, Brooke to help, right? Excuse me, Abby, I don't know whether you offered to help, but I feel like it was you. If it wasn't, don't worry, we're not signing you up to Discord, but I've got it in my head that you did offer. But it doesn't matter, even if you didn't. This isn't like a subconscious thing where I'm like, oh yeah, but you did say you'd help, but it's fine if you don't want to help. It's fine, like, it's okay. Like, for real, there's no pressure on anybody to do that sort of thing. But, let me catch up on some comments. I feel like I've missed. And Rob says, also happy to mod when I'm here for you, brother. Well, Rob, would love to make you a mod, mate. And actually, I've just activated that right now. Thank you so much, Rob. Really appreciate that. And for real, Rob, not just saying it, man. Every time I join your stream, it's always nice to see the crew of regulars you've got as well. Like, your regular chat are really nice. And I honestly love to see it when you get people being positive and their chat is like backing them up, being positive. That's what it's about. And I think, I can't speak for you, Rob, but I get the impression, like myself, that you try to keep it real and try to, you know what I mean, not spread any negative any more so than needs to be spread because, like, you're already dealing with stuff, like, I've got my own stuff going on, and I feel like we're on that same wavelength of where we want to be a force for good. But if secretly, Rob, you're like, no, I'm an evil overlord, I'm a force for bad in this world, don't let me speak for you, but I reckon that's probably not the case. Alrighty. Lily also says, I'm sorry, I can't stay past 9 p.m. because I have school tomorrow. Don't worry, Lily, whatsoever. In fact, I'm going to be here till about 9:45 tonight because I've got work tomorrow. Work, and not the streaming type of work, as in the job work, the type where I have to 9 to 5 it, guys. But that's 9:45, and right now it's 8:39. Well, it is where I am in the UK, in England. So, speaking of which, if you're out there right now, let me know where you're watching from and what time it is, because, like I said, it's about 20 to 9 here in England. But I know we've got people watching from all over the world, so if you're watching, I would love to know where you are and where you're watching from. Like, not the street name, I don't need your address or anything like that. If you're tuning in from India, what time is it in your part of the world? Alrighty, and Brooke says, thank you so much for letting me be a mod. No, you're welcome, Brooke. Thank you for turning up to the chat and being positive. And like I say, guys, when people jump in the chat and they're like, can I be a mod? I'm like, maybe not right now because I've never met you before, but come back, come hang out on the stream. And then they do, and then we vibe a few times, and it's like, boom, let's rotate the mods, let's get you on board. So thank you, Brooke, for being so patient. Have I missed anybody's comments? Yolo says, okay, so I think this is meant to be from Johnny Depp, but he's called it Johnny Deep. So let's see. The quote is, for people who are in, people cry not because they're weak, it's because they've been strong for too long. Good quote, Sterniolo. And as I say, I guess you meant to quote Johnny Depp rather than Johnny Deep. Johnny Deep sounds like a musician or something. But I like the quote either. And Layla was back in the chat. What's up to you, Layla? Good to see you. And said, yeah, so Nananan222 says, why no politics? Well, the answer is, Nananan, is because around here, we try and do these streams free from politics, free from religion. And the reason for that is not because these aren't important things in the world or important to people's lives. It's because we want this to be a neutral space. So no matter who you are from, whatever you believe or don't believe, this is a space where we can all get together and just hang out, come together and spend our energy focused on positive things and the things that bring us together. So Nananan, your first comment was free Palestine, which you've repeated several times. And listen, I'm not against any group of people being oppressed or anything like that, but we don't want to focus these streams to be about politics. We want it to be about the things which bring us together. So saying free Palestine, whereas actually we're not talking about Palestine, we're talking about general good vibes, positivity, and like I say, shout out and solidarity to any group of people that are being oppressed or victimised in their own country. That goes without saying. But we don't want to talk about politics because we want to keep it a neutral space. So Nananan, hopefully you've understood the rules of the chat, and there aren't many rules of the chat whatsoever, because literally these streams are about giving you a space to vibe, to be positive, to introduce yourself and make friends, and honestly, that's what everybody does around here. So hopefully, Nananan, that makes sense to you, and hopefully you can get down with the rest of the crew in some just nice and friendly conversation. And thank you for sharing, Rashid. It's 1:11 a.m. in India. So the question I asked the chat a minute ago was, if you're watching, well, if you are watching, but where are you watching from? What time is it where you are? So Ireland, and it's just coming up to 8:45 at night. But where Rashid is, it's India, and it's 1:11 a.m. at night. So thank you for sharing that, Rashid. That's really cool to know. And Bob Ali says, hi there. What's up to you, Bob? Nice to see you in the chat. And it's good to see Auto Beloved as well. How are you guys doing? What else have we got in here? Oh, we've got another comment from Foxy, another good quote. It says, learn from the past, live in the present, and plan for the future. That is dope. That is literally... Can I pin more than one comment? Because I need to pin Robin the Real One's general introduction comment. And Robin, if you're out there, please drop your comment again so I can pin it. But I feel like that one from Foxy is pinnable. And Immortal Beloved says, I play guitar. Thank you for sharing, Immortal Beloved. I play the trumpet, so who knows? Maybe we can do a little duet one day. And Heave Ahu says, excuse me, sir, I've seen a spider crawl across your wall. Not a spider. Not a spider, guys. HG says, Edward, are you on TikTok? Yes, I am, HG. And funnily enough, I'm going to make my TikTok return because I was posting on there every day for about... well, months. I was posting on TikTok every day for months, pretty much. But then I stopped posting because, keeping it real with you, I had no period. I just wasn't in the frame of mind to be doing content. And then when I started doing content again, I started streaming. And then you guys know the rest. I've been streaming for like maybe 7, almost 8 weeks. And honestly, just been cranking out the streams, focusing my energy on streaming 5 days of the week for you here on YouTube. but I want to start posting on TikTok again. So HG, if you want to find me on there, same username as here, EdwardCares, and I will be doing some more posts on there soon, and I'm looking forward to making my TikTok return. Immortal Beloved says, I can do 50 subs, and thanks to whoever just followed me, Hennel2012, big up to you. And like I say, guys, if you're out there, if you're watching right now, hit subscribe, dial in. We've got a great crew of regulars, and we stream here 5 days of the week. And you can find me on socials, on all socials, EdwardCares. Actually, lie, I'm on Instagram, EdwardCares_, and I'm going to start posting more on there as well. And if you just joined the chat and you're thinking, who is this guy? What's he going on about? Is that a Simpsons hoodie? It is a Simpsons hoodie. But what's going on around here? These streams are all about good vibes. We've got a super nice crew of regulars literally tuning in from all over the world. And at 5 subs, we are doing the house tour. And we're getting closer to 500 subs, guys. We're getting dangerously close to 500 subs. So once we hit that figure, 500 subs, I'm going to look forward to doing a little house tour of where I live for you. So yeah, hit subscribe, join the vibe, and let me get back to the chat. And Molly says, hello, do you remember me? What's up, Molly? Yes, I do. It's nice again. Macaroni says, can I eventually be a mod? Yes, Macaroni, you can, of course. Every regular chat member, I love to rotate the mods, get them in on the vibe, make them feel like they're part of it, and like they have, you know, some like an input, 100%, like, absolutely. But what I would say is, Macaroni, we've got quite a few mods at the moment, so what we'll do is keep showing up to the streams, and we will rotate those mods. Immortal Beloved said, I can do 50 sit-ups. That is impressive, because I can't do 50 sit-ups. I'm not really fit, but I'm like decently fit. But I can't do 50 sit-ups in a row. I'm keeping it real with you. But what I can do is say hello to Eva the Diva, who's back in the chat. Honestly, Eva, I kid you not, 5 minutes ago, I was literally thinking, I've not seen Eva for a while. Like, there's nothing I can do about that. I can't be like, where's Eva? Get Eva on the stream. I literally was thinking, we've not seen Eva the Diva for a hot second, so it's good to see you again, Eva. And Rob says, how's the new camera, Ed? Well, Rob, the new camera is currently in this bag. It's not in operation. But, just about an hour ago, I asked my friend to order something from Amazon for me. And that little thing is a new micro SD card, which will go into the new camera. And that's the only thing stopping me doing the streams from the new camera. Well, that, and I need to download for the camera, and also maybe get OBS Studio. But the main thing is downloading the camera for the DJI Pocket 3. So yeah, really looking forward to doing that, and still be in operation, and I hope, guys, it's going to be a good quality stream for you all. Abby says, that's really kind, Edward, thank you. I'm always here to help and support you wherever and whenever I can. Listen together, welcome to the squad, Brooke, much love. Oh, much love, honestly, for everybody that, guys, I kid you not, so many nice people join these streams, and they jump in the chat, they say nice things, they're respectful and friendly to me, they're friendly and kind to other people in the chat. And honestly, that's what it's about, guys. There's so much BS in the world, so much negativity to get weighed down in. But when we're on these streams together, that's what I'm saying. It's all about the good vibes, the good energy, the positivity, the hangout, the making friends. I'm really restraining myself, thumping the desk to exaggerate the point. But every time I do that, my light shakes a bit, and also my phone is currently propped up on a box. And if I whack the table too hard, it's going to make the phone fall down, and we don't need any more technical difficulties around here. But to recap that point, W to Abby and W to everybody who's bringing the lovely positive energy to these streams. It means a lot. That in mind, Robin has left a great comment, which we've read out before. I'm going to read it out again, and I'm going to as well, because it's a great contribution. Robin says, we hope you all enjoy it here. Make sure to stay nice and have fun. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks and have a great time. Do not care about looks, politics, race, or anything. 100%. Like I said, don't talk about politics and religion and stuff like that around here. Not because it's not important to people, it's just because we want to keep these fun, friendly, and neutral spaces. Let's say you're from country X, and that's right next to country Y, and those two countries don't get on, and you're from, I'm from country X, and someone else in the chat's like, well, I'm from country Y. I don't want it to be like a clash. I want it to be more like, my name's Mohammed, your name's Raj, let's hang out in the chat and have a good time and talk about football or music. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the point of keeping it free from politics and religion. We just want it to be neutral and fun and as accessible to many people as possible. All right, and thank you so much, Robin, for dropping my Instagram in the chat. I feel like it's a little bit further up right now, but if you connect with me on Instagram, it's EdwardCares_, and I'm really looking forward to posting more on there. Eva says song requests, please. Eva, unfortunately, we are still not doing song requests. I'm sorry to be such a bore, but the reason for that is because I'm in my side room. The living room is over that way, and the tunes are on the TV. And listen, you know what I'm like. I struggle to multitask, and if I go and try and put some tunes on, some it's going to fall down, some it's not going to work. But when the new laptop comes, and soon it's going to come, I've not ordered the laptop, but I'm getting very close to ordering it because I know which one I want, Lenovo, LOQ or Lock, however you say it, and I just need to find the exact model. And then everything's clear, everybody. We've got the camera, we've got the desk, the SD card's ordered. I'm going to buy new lights. It's all coming together, and I hope when it comes together, you guys are going to enjoy that new next. All right, let me catch up quickly. Rashid says there is no Discord link on your YouTube. Rashid, that is a good point, and the reason because the Discord does not currently exist, but soon we're going to make it. I'm kind of dragging feet because I want to get the laptop because I can manage everything a bit easier from the laptop, and we'll go from there. But when we do make when we make the Discord, I'm really looking forward to setting that up. And as I say, it's going to be a space for everybody to have a say and like a space for their passions. Hollow Scene 6. Anything can happen in the next half an hour. I like the air of mystery you're bringing to the chat, Hello Scene. It's true, anything could happen in the next half hour. Maybe we'll reach 30 likes, maybe 40 likes, maybe I will finally hit 1 million subscribers. Unlikely as I'm only on about 410, but who knows, anything could happen. And if you're watching right now for the first time and you're thinking, what's going on around here? Well, my name's Edward, I'm streaming from the north of England, and these streams are all about good vibes, positivity, and literally making friends from all over the world. If you cast your eye down the channel, you will see that we've got people tuning in from all over. And I mentioned the sub count a minute ago, 500 subs, we are doing a house tour. That's right, a tour of my humble little house. So if you want to join the fun, hit subscribe and don't forget to like this stream. I'm trying to smash 50 likes. On Thursday, we got to 51 likes. And I promised the chat, I said, listen chat, Wednesday, the night before, we got 50 likes. If we can do 51 likes tonight, I'm going to do press ups. We hit 51 likes and I did 51 press ups on stream. So with that in mind, let's see if we can get to 50 likes tonight. I have a feeling we can. And Sayers9541 says, watching from Durham. Thank you for saying hello, Sayers. Love, love, love to know that. It's one of my favourite things about streaming is when people say when. Because someone asked me originally, they said, why did you start streaming? And the reason I started streaming because honestly I thought I've never done it before, let me just give it a try, see how it goes. I did it. My first stream was from Narita Airport in Japan, had like 20 minutes to kill until my flight. But when I started streaming, even though it was way more quiet than this, I found that like a couple of people interacted with me and all of a sudden I was having conversations with people from different parts of the world in real time, and since then I found that really exciting. I love knowing that there's people watching from Canada, from India, from Pakistan, from America, from countries in Africa or the Middle East. I find that really cool and exciting. So if you're watching right now and you want to introduce yourself, say hey in the chat and I'd love to give you a shout out and to read out where you're from. Naomi says, hi, today's my birthday. You sing happy birthday for me. Well, Naomi, that's first time in the chat, straight to the vocal happy birthday song requests. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do, Naomi. I'll meet you half. I'll give you a big birthday shout out. I'm wishing you a very happy birthday, Naomi. Or is that Noemi? Sorry, Noemi. I'm wishing you a very happy birthday. And I'm sending you many happy returns. It's nice to see you in the chat. Saya says, I'm from Fram Foxy. I've never heard of Fram Foxy in my life. But I did notice, actually, that we've got several people from the northeast. And just from the northeast, from the Durham area. I believe Foxy's from the Durham area. Trying to skip the adverts with one hand, it's not working. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so funny because you get people, well, we get one person who's like, oh, I'm from India, like thousands of miles away. We get someone who'll be like, I'm from County Durham. And then another person's like, I'm from County Durham. So it's just fun to get people, as I say, super local and super international as well. Puff Daddy Juice says, Slay Queen. Well, thank you very much, Puff Daddy Juice. But I think your message just got deleted. And it was tidied up by Robin, the real one, the moderator. No way. And wait a minute, it says from Bogota, Colombia. Super cool. That's what I'm talking about. I love knowing that right now I'm streaming from the north of England and thousands of miles away, someone is watching from Bogota in Colombia. Very, very cool. Thank you for sharing. Wait a minute. Love to know that sort of stuff. And Kaylee back in the chat. What's up to you, Kaylee? Good to see you here again. Alex Shaw is from near Doncaster. Well, Alex is asking, anyone from near Doncaster? To my knowledge, you are the first person, Alex. If you're in the Doncaster region, you're the first person from Doncaster. So what's up to you? And Sturniola's from Galway, Ireland. Thank you for sharing, Sturniolo. I knew you from Ireland, but I didn't know you from Galway, so the more you know. Have I missed anybody? Eva says, guess what? Eva, tell me what, because I've missed your comment and I'm catching up now. And wait a minute, talking about the press up says, get to 100, do 100. Guys, if we get to 100 likes on a stream, I'm 100% doing 100 press ups. That's just a given. That's just a given. Lily's got to go. See you later, Lily. Nice to have seen you in the chat. And Aaliyah Jefferson's mummy says, can you buy me a McDonald's? Unfortunately not, Aaliyah. You do seem to join the chat quite regularly and you always ask for people to buy a McDonald's. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do that, but I wish you well in your McDonald's retrieval mission. Oh, and Sayers9541, who we just mentioned a moment ago, says, first stream, really enjoying it. Thank you so much, Sayers. Really appreciate that. Hopefully you subscribed. Do subscribe because we stream 5 days of the week. And as I'm sure you can already see, we've got a really nice crew of people here. And that's not my doing. That's how we're doing. How we're doing. It takes two to tango. And if you're joining the stream for the first time, maybe you've not heard me say this, but it's so true. Some streamers get it in their heads, or some big content creators get it in their heads that like once they get to a certain point, they're kind of like they're the man, like they're the person. But the truth is, without the audience, they're nothing. Like the biggest streamers on the planet, iShowSpeed, Kaisenat, XQC, like Humane, whoever you can think of, all of the biggest streamers or content creators in the world, without their audience, they're just people. And we rely on the crew, the regulars, everybody vibing along. So if you're part of the crew vibing along, thank you so much because you're making these streams fun. When the chat pops off, it's not me doing it, it's you doing it. So shout out to all of you. Alright, let me catch up really quick because speaking of the chat is popping off as usual. I'm so grateful for that because it gives me loads of fun things to read out. And speaking of things to read out, Robin has left another good comment. Says, we are all here to be equals. We are only human. Humans are meant to be equal. We need to treat each other as such. There's too much hate around the world, but we are all only human. 100%. Great contribution from Robin. And honestly, that's what I like about these streams. Like, you could be a billionaire from Saudi Arabia, or you could be someone with absolutely no money from Birmingham. No offence to people from Birmingham, I'm not saying everyone's struggling there, but you get my point. I'm just saying that it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. Streams are a neutral space where we can all come together from all around the world and just sharing the things, you know what I'm saying, that unite us, having fun, vibing, cracking jokes, like talking about life and being supportive as well. Like I've told the chat many times before, you know, with low mood and things like that, and these streams are an opportunity for me to put positive energy out the world. People have said to me before, like, Edward, how are you so positive on stream? And the truth is that I am not always a positive person. I struggle with feeling low, with feeling anxious or depressed. But when I'm on stream with you guys, this is like my opportunity, hour and a half, 2 hours, hour and a half, 3 hour and 3/4, to like put as much good energy out as possible. And you know what? You guys always show it back to me, and that really boosts me. And that's why, on top of my 9 to 5 day job, I've been streaming 5 days of the week for at least an hour and a half a night. That's like, I worked it out right, so I do Monday to Friday, you know, your typical, 35, 40 hours a week, and then I'd stream for about an hour and a half each, and I do that for 5 nights of the week, Sunday to Thursday, and that's about 7.5 hours, and then sometimes I do a little bit more, so it's about 8 hours a week. So on top of my 5 day a week job, I'm doing a full extra day of streaming. And don't get me wrong, some people are out in the world working like crazy 80-hour weeks, like 90-hour weeks, like 7 days a week. I'm not saying, oh my god, I'm so hard working. But what I mean is I'm putting in that effort because I find it fun and you guys make it fun and I want to keep doing it. So for every time it takes the trouble to hit the like button or subscribe or just leave a positive comment, engage with me in a kind, friendly way, it means a lot and it gives me a lot of motivation. So if you're in the crew, if you're the regulars or you're new around here, but you're here for the fun, happy vibes, then big to yourself. You're making this a lot of fun for everybody. Oh, right, let me catch up with some of the comments. So we've got Google Chrome. Google Chrome says, hello, may I ask you about your scar? How did you get it? I've been asked about the scar on my head before, and you know what? It's a pretty deep story. I just spat on my screen a little bit, so hopefully that won't make you click off. It's a bit of a deep story about the scar on my head. The honest answer is that when I was 19, I got assaulted by someone that I was at university with, and it was a really, really like difficult time in my life, and even now, like a long time after that, well over 10 years after that, it's it still troubles me. It still affects me. It still like impacted my life, and it still had it affected me. That's like really changed me as a person, and in some ways not for the better, and in some ways it's given me insight. But yeah, I got 17 stitches in my head, had to go to hospital, 2 lots of plastic surgery. So yeah, the worst thing that's ever happened to me, the hardest thing I've dealt with in my life. And if you'd asked me that question a few years ago, I probably wouldn't have been able to answer it because it's just too raw. But I'm at the point now where I want to turn a negative experience into something that's more positive. And honestly, doing these streams is part of the process. So Google Chrome, thank you for the question. Now let me get back to the chat. And speaking of the chat, we've got Sayers, who's in the chat for the first time, but just says subbed and liked. Well, Sayers, thank you very much. Very kind of you, and I'm glad, well, don't put words in your mouth, but hopefully you're enjoying the stream. I think you said you were before. So yeah, nice to have you in the chat. Thank you for bringing such a warm, friendly atmosphere to the stream. And what more can I say? Good vibes all around. And speaking of the chat, let me catch up with the questions. So Macaroni says, do you have any consoles? I have no questions. I have no calls. Like I've told the chat before, when I was growing up, right, my mum never let me have a console, really. This was like back in the day, right? Like now, most parents know, like, it can have positive benefits for the brain. It can be good, like, social activity. It can lead to a career, blah, blah, blah. Gaming is not seen now how it once was. My mum thought that gaming was like a waste of time and it wasn't good for me. So I was never really allowed to have a console. I had like a second-hand like PS2 and stuff like that, but I never really got into it. And I'm terrible at gaming now because I just didn't have those hours as a child just putting in the work. So that's the answer, Macaroni. I don't have a console, but the chat knows that I'm in debt because I owe the chat a 200 subs Roblox stream. Now when the new laptop comes, I will have nowhere to hide, nowhere to run, and we'll have to do the 200 subs Roblox stream. As I've said before, 500 subs we're doing the house tour, so big things coming. And if you're new around here, just said we've got some great things in the pipeline, so do hit subscribe. We've got a super nice crew of regular people here, and we stream for 5 days of the week, and the streams are all about good vibes, positivity, and making friends, and literally coming together from all over the world. We've got people in the chat, from India, from America, from Canada, from countries in the Middle East and Africa, so it's a super international chat. And if you're watching for the first time, I'd love to know where you're from. Maybe you're from just down the road from me. I live in the north of England. Who knows? We've got, who was it? It was HG, who's in the northwest himself. And Edward, have you ever been to Manchester? HG, I used to live in Manchester. So yeah, Manchester is a local big city. And yeah, what more can I say? I know Manchester. I know Manchester pretty well. Like, Manchester's a big place. I know some parts of Manchester fairly well. But I don't live there anymore. And Sterniola is back. Which devices? Because his phone is charging. Well, Sterniolo, love the dedication. Good to see you back in the chat. And speaking of the chat, let me... Now, Sonny Jones, I hope you're still here, because Sonny said, hey man, how are you? Sonny, I am doing well. Thank you very much for asking. But more importantly, how are you doing, Sonny? Good to have you in the chat with us. Robin says, Edward, do you mind if I pre-make the Discord server, and once you I can transfer ownership? If you could send me after stream, that'd be perfect. Robin, what I'm going to do is I think I've got Discord on my phone, so what I might do is I might spin Discord, Robin, and as promised, send you a message, because I've got your username. I might send you a message letting you know the name of the server. So I'll message on my username, and then once we spin up the server, I'll send you the name of the server, because I think you deserve that. But either way, Robin, I want to get you involved ASAP, so thank you for the enthusiasm. It's so appreciated. And Everything It's Not says, yo, my name's Edward as well. Well, what's up to you, Everything It's Not, aka Edward? Good to have you in the chat. We also have another Edward who watches fairly well, Edward Dickinson. He's not here tonight, but it blew my mind, because there was like another Edward, and on stream we had 2 other Edwards. So there were 3 Edwards. I was like, hang on a minute, I'm the Edward round here, what's going on? But in any case, Everything It's Not, aka Edward, good to have you in the chat with us. Sterniolo says, I love this live. Well, Sterniolo, I love that energy. Thank you so much for the positive energy. Much appreciated. And have I missed anybody? The Peer says, whoa, you got a strong accent right there. I like it, not going to lie. Well, The Peers, I think this is the first time I've seen you in the chat. What is up to you? Mr. Slothman trying to be funny, but failing. Greta Thunberg. No, not Greta Thunberg. Banter, 4 out of 10, Mr. Slothman. Must try harder. Minton26 says, keep carry on. That's the one, Minton. You've read the slogan. I like that. Have I missed anyone? I'm behind. No, I'm nearly caught up, which is awesome. And HG says, Bye, Edward. I'm leaving. But before they go, HG says, have you been to Franco Manca at Piccadilly Gardens? I have not, HG. And I must confess, I've never even heard of Franco Manca. I've been to Piccadilly Gardens many times. Like, if I had a pound every time I've been to Piccadilly Gardens, I'd probably be retired right now and full-time streaming. But I've never been to Franco Manca. But thanks for the heads up. And Edward number 2 is also from the UK. Well, thank you for sharing, Edward. Much appreciated. And Foxy says, Discord sounds too technically advanced for me. Like, Foxy, do not worry. Honestly, mate, if you can use, like, Google Mail or if you can use YouTube Live like this, Discord, it's not hard to use. It's really, honestly, WhatsApp, it's really not hard to use. Especially if you're just hopping into like chat and stuff, it's not like a complex thing. What I would say is more complex is something like, but to be honest with you, even gaming, even like some types of gaming, like again, I'm not a gamer, I would find gaming more complex in Discord. But yeah, if needs be, Foxy, because I want to make it as accessible to as many people as possible, if needs be, we'll create like a simple resort, like a little how to create a Discord profile template or something. At the company I used to work for, before the company I work for now, I used to work for like a tech startup, and it had like a community within that of like creatives, of artists, stuff like that. Out of that, we created like little videos like how to do this, how to do that, just to act as resources. So again, if they weren't confident in knowing how to make something or spin up a certain type of account, they'd have that information there. So hopefully we can do that for you as well. Abby says multiverse of Edward. Yeah, for real, right? Honestly, I find it strange because Edward, it's not an uncommon name. But whenever I meet another Edward, I'm like, hang on a minute. My name's Edward. I'm the Edward round here. Macaroni, speaking of which, says my brother's middle name is Edward. Maybe I'm not as special as I thought. But Stoniolo is encouraging me and says, don't worry, you're the OG Edward. Hell yeah. Robin has got to bounce and says, well, Edward, I need to head to bed. Abby, don't get too out of hand, lol. But funny fact, the dude in my profile picture is named Edward Elric. Good night, everyone. Well, Robin, as always, an absolute pleasure to have you with us on this chat, on the stream, in the chat. And sleep well, and we will look forward to hanging out with you soon. And I will be in touch about the Discord. I can't wait to get you helping with that. It's going to be super fun. And Foxy's got a roll as well and says, I'm off ski, Edward. See you tomorrow night, mate. Foxy, have a good evening, my friend. And we'll look forward to kicking it with you in the chat tomorrow. Take it easy, man. See you very soon. Sterniolo says, have you been to Ireland? I have been to, now again, I don't want to get political with this, I don't want to offend him or say the wrong thing, but I've been to the landmass off the side of the UK, Ireland, and I've been to the northern part of that country, where Belfast is. But in terms of Southern Ireland, places like Galway, like you mentioned, or Dublin, never been there before. Never been in my life, and I would like to, because, you know, like Irish people, like, don't get me wrong, Britain did Ireland very wrong. Again, not getting into politics, but, you know, Britain did Ireland very wrong in the past. But there is a lot of shared history and a lot of kind of culture. They're like our neighbours, you know. That's how I see Irish people. They're like our neighbours. So, yeah, in answer to your question, I've not been to Ireland, but like Southern Ireland, but would absolutely love to go and visit and sharing some of the crack with people there. And Jazz asks, what are you snacking on? Well, Jazz, I'm on a chocolate brownie made by my dear mother. She delivered this the other night, and honestly, I featured these in my short that I just put up in my channel. If you've not watched that, go check it out. It's a what I eat in the day video. But in that video, I show these brownies. Now, my camera never did justice, but these are really good. These are like healthy chocolate brownies made largely with bananas, cocoa powder, apricot, some flaked almonds on top. They're really good, guys. And someone was asking for the recipe for those. And so I don't know whether to just post the recipe or do a little how to make video. But in either way, should definitely share them with you. Oh my gosh. We've got Moonery in the chat who says, I can't do it with my mouth full. Moonery, guys. What's up to you, Moonery? Love the energy as always. Always great to have Moonery in here. Bringing those positive energy, bringing that positive energy, those positive vibes. What's up to you, Moonery? Oh no, and Edward, aka, I think it's not, it says, Edward, good night, wish I could sub, but I've reached my sub limit. I didn't know that was a thing on YouTube, guys. I didn't know there was such a thing as a sub limit, but in any case, it was nice to have you here Wood, and hopefully when your sub limit is unreached, you can join the crew, sub button, and join us for another stream. But in any case, we'll look forward to seeing you here in the chat on another occasion. Alright, let me cut up. Oh, and thank you, Sterniolo, is offering to show me around. Thank you very much, Sterniolo. That is appreciated. It's always so kind when people are like, yeah, come to New Delhi, I'll show you around, or come to Galway, or come to wherever. It's really appreciated. And like I say, guys, one day I would love to do, not a full, I'd love to do a global tour. Like, I'd love to do some sort of subscriber meetup, some type of like international travel and stream. I think that'd be super fun. So who knows, maybe we can make that happen one day. Macaroni says, what is your favourite game, brackets video game? Good question. I would probably say something like, this is going to be such a terrible answer for all the gamers out there, but honestly, probably something like Mario Kart, just because, even like me, I can get stuck into it, get involved and have a good crack at it. But at the same time, if you're really good, you can go really far with Mario Kart as well. So maybe something like that. I know for most people, they'd probably say something like Call of Duty or Minecraft or something like that, but like I say, I'm a pretty basic gamer type of guy. Let me catch up real quick. Oh, okay, and talking about the recommendation from HG, who says, Francomanca is a pizza place with many restaurants. The Piccadilly Gardens one is at 12 to 16 Moat Street, Manchester. A few minutes walk from Piccadilly Gardens, Transtar. Oh, thank you, HG. Good to know, because I'm always on the lookout for good pizza. I love pizza, and funnily enough, one of the ideas I had, guys, for an IRL stream was doing like a pizza tour of Manchester, because Manchester does have some good pizza places, and there's different styles of pizza as well. So you obviously get like Neapolitan, which is obviously more kind of like pizza, and then you get like Roman, which is like crispy, and then there's this other place as well called Nell's. Maybe if you guys, especially people from the northwest of England, maybe you've heard of Nell's, and they do like pizza. It's like more... It's not like stone-baked pizza. You know, we get like a pizza from a restaurant and you can tell it's been like cooked in an oven where it's like flame cooked, right? You know, like a pizza oven. This is one of those like those New York style ovens. You know, with like kind of like it's like a toaster oven. I can't really describe it that well, but instead of it being like wood that's smoking or coal that's smoking, it's like a toaster oven. It creates a bit of a different effect. It's also good in its own way. Brooke says, I think I'm going to go vegetarian. Well, W Brooke for not eating animals. Love that. Let me catch up. And 00 is another recommendation from HG Place. Sounds like you know all the pizza spots in Manchester, HG. To be fair, I think I've had pizza from 00 before. On only one occasion, I think. And I think it was takeaway. And to be honest with you, whenever you get pizza delivered, it's never a fair representation of what like the restaurant. Now, if you get a Domino's, then fair enough. That's a valid assessment of what Domino's pizza is like. But if you get like a sourdough pizza or something from an independent place, and you get it delivered and it takes like 20, 30 minutes or 40 minutes or however long to drive, then it's not the same, is it, as getting a pizza from a restaurant. And Brooke says, I've decided I don't want animals. It's not a good thing to do. I would agree, Brooke. That's my own personal view. That's why I went vegetarian many years ago and then went vegan afterwards, because I just didn't think it was a kind thing to do. Trying to find... So, Edward, number 2. The error message is you are subscribed to too many people compared to your number of subscribers. Okay, fair enough. Maybe it's like maybe it's if you've got a certain number of subscribers, you can only like a certain number of people in a day. Maybe it's to counteract bots like... Ooh. And Sterniolo, who's tuning in from the Emerald Isle, says, oh, and if you ever come to Ireland, there's a really good takeaway spot called Super Max. It's so good. Nice. Honestly, like, Ireland, I do need to check it out because it's so close. You know what's so crazy, guys, is that I've been to some places around the world. I've been to, like, America about 6 times. I've been to Thailand and Cambodia and different places, but I've never been to the south of Ireland. I've only been to Wales a couple of times in my life. There's so many places close to home that I've never fully explored. So I need to change that. And by the way, big love to whoever just hit the like. 31 likes. And we've got about 20 minutes, just under 20 minutes left streaming. So let's see, 32 likes. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's see how close we can get to 40 likes and above, guys. Last stream we did, it was absolutely mega, and we got to like 51 likes. And I reckon through the power of the chat, we can at least smash the 40 likes mark. So let's see how we... Stephen Lyon says, don't come to Scotland, we're full. I guess that should be, don't come to Scotland, we're full. Full. Don't come to Scotland, we're full. Full. Wait, one more time. Don't come to Scotland, we're full. What do you reckon, Stephen Lyon? Can I pass it? And Sterniolo says, our views in Ireland is so good. Yeah, listen, right, that's why they called it the Emerald Isle. Beautiful country. And thank you, Abby, for backing me up, saying W Edward, W accent, lol. Hell yeah. Got there in the end. And big up, like I said, to everybody taking the time to hit the like button and to subscribe. I know we get new people watching all the time, as well as the crew of regulars who are the absolute linchpins of this community around here. But whenever new faces come in, we want them to feel welcome, and we want them to become part of the crew. So if you're out there, if you're watching, and maybe you've not hit subscribe yet, and you're thinking, oh, do I subscribe, don't I subscribe? Hit subscribe and you won't forget it. Jazz says, I love your impressions. Well, thank you, Jazz, my sweet tow truck angel watching from all the way over in Canada. Just for the record, I hope she won't mind me sharing, but Jazz is a super hard-working lady, and she has the stream on in the background when she's driving around doing her thing. So it's always nice to have a little comment from Jazz whenever on the stream. And she actually did share with me that in her truck that she drives, she's got like a new stereo sound, so like my voice boom out of the speakers, which is always a funny thought for me to imagine. And Macaroni says, what's your favourite game, IRL? Ooh, Macaroni, good question. Are we talking like sport? Are we talking like tabletop games, you know, like board games? Or what are we talking, Macaroni? Give me some pointers here. Let me catch up, because I've missed something. I like how Stephen said, don't come to Scotland, we're full. Like, oh, can I come to Scotland, Stephen? Just did not reply. Just have not heard from him since. But who we have heard from is 7Agony7, who says, GG, good going, my bro. 7Agony7, that's what I'm talking about. That's the energy we love around here. Thanks so much for hopping in the chat. For real, when anybody hops in the chat, 90% of the time, when they come in the chat for the first time, it's a positive comment, it's a friendly comment, it's a nice comment. And every one of those people, I'm sending a huge W to them because it means a lot. And Brooke says, guys, I'm going to go now. Bye! Brooke, always good to have you here with us. Sleep well and have a good rest of your night. Alright, let me see if I've missed anybody. And HG says, Franco Manca, 00, and a curveball, non-pizza place. Katsouris Delicatessen. That sounds like a Greek place, HG. Alright, Katsouris, is that Greek? Do you like some Greek and Mediterranean food? That's all I'm saying. I'm still in that comment. I've never seen Stephen Lyon. I don't think, certainly not recently. Stephen just jumps in the chat. The first thing he says is, don't come to Scotland, we're full. Love it. And Jimmy Jazz is back in the chat, who says, hopefully Robin's not going to make fun of my hair today, lol. Well, Jimmy Jazz, you are in luck, because Robin, the real moderator Robin, she's actually not here. She's had to hop off. She's gone to bed for the night. But, so yeah, worry not, Jimmy Jazz. You and your hair are in a safe place tonight. Every night, to be fair, but doubly so right now. What's up to everybody watching the stream? And you know what, guys? This is a good point. How far are we in? We're 75 minutes in. So let me do some shout outs. I'm going to give a shout out to everybody that I can see in the chat. So if I give a shout out and you hear your name read out, make sure you comment in the chat so I can give you a shout out. So with that being said, let me give a big shout out to Abby, of course, to Jimmy Jazz, to Macaroni, to Sturdiolo, to Brooke, who's now gone, to 7Agony7. Who else? And who have I not read? To Everything It's Not, aka Edward number 2. And who else have I missed? Let me see if I've missed anybody. Guys, have I missed you? Kevin is in the chat. Shout out to you, Kevin, who asks, where are you from, mate? Kevin, I'm from the north of England, not too far from Manchester. How about yourself, Kevin? Where are you watching from, my friend? Hell yeah, Sterniolo is loving the shout outs. HG is loving the shout outs. And Abby is saying, W chat, W Edward, for real. W chat, honestly, that cannot be overstated enough. W chat, because if it was just me on here, talking away, I'd get pretty bored of my own voice, to be honest with you guys. So if you're here, if you're rocking in the chat with me, hitting the like button or just hanging out. Thank you so much, because you make these streams super fun. And of course, we're back tomorrow. Do not worry, 8 PM UK time, and we will be back for more times with you then. And Kevin says Salford, Manchester. What's up, Kevin? Another Northwest well, not native, but another Northwest person. Love it. I think you're maybe the second person we've had from Salford in here. And Abby missed my comment, lol. Well, let me find the comment, Abby. Oh, and she says, haha, Edward, your bye reminds me of Snake's bye in The Bad Guys, lol. Snake's bye in The Bad Guys. Snake the Bad... What's the... I've not seen The Bad Guys. Am I just really out of touch again? What is The Bad Guys? Oh, you don't mean like bye from The Simpsons, do you? Because that's a different kind of bye. Snake's like, when he's like, bye, dude. Snake, for the record, is one of my favourite, maybe not my favourite, not my favourite Simpsons character, but like I really like Snake as a character in The Simpsons. I think he's really good. Likewise, Burns, another great character. And Jazz says, yup, coming in through the stereo. Got to come hang out in truck one day and do a stream for real. Jazz, if I have to hitchhike all the way to Canada, I'm going to come do that with you. I actually, not to be weird, but out of curiosity, I actually look like, how long does it take to get from the UK to Canada? Well, not to Canada, to Saskatchewan. And I looked it up, and apparently, right, the quick thing to do is to go to Toronto, and then it's either like a 2,700 kilometre journey from Toronto to Saskatchewan, or you just catch a flight. So if I was to come, I think I'd catch the connecting flight. I'm going to keep it real. Sterniola says W Ed. W Sterny, that's all I'm saying. W to use. And Nam Rofney says, what is your channel about? Well, Nam Rofney, I'm glad you asked. My channel in particular, the live streams, they're all about good vibes and positivity and coming together from all over the world. We have a regular crew of people who literally watch from all over the world. So one of my favourite things is a little streamer where people are from, meeting people from all over the world. We've got the lovely Abby in the chat, and she watches from India. We've got Jazz watching in the background from Canada. We've even got Kevin who's watching from Salford near Manchester. So big up to everybody who's here. Wherever you're watching from, whatever time of day it is, I'm sending you a big hug and a high five. Macaroni says, you missed me comment. Who says, and Macaroni's comment was, did you know hedgehogs are lactose intolerant? I did not know that about hedgehogs. That is a cool fact. But kind of random. Oh, okay. Oh, and it's a DreamWorks film. So The Bad Guys, which Abby mentioned a minute ago, is a film by DreamWorks Studios. I've never seen it. There's so many films I haven't seen, guys. I am a Philistine. HG has got to go, but HG says, see you on Tuesday. HG, I will look forward to it, mate. Gonna look forward to hanging out with you on set. And thank you, as always, for HG for bringing the positive energy off and on stream. I love it when people comment like my videos or the posts and they're like, yo, see you on stream, or I can't make stream, or see you. I love it. So thanks to everybody that takes the time to hang out with me and engage. It means a lot. And Jazz says, that's not so bad. You should definitely come one day. That would be wicked. Yes, Jazz. You know what's funny is that, like, for Canadians and Americans, like a 6-hour car journey, that's like, oh, it's not too bad, eh? Only 6 hours in the car. What are you talking about? But for me, that's a long way. But nevertheless, Jazz, I've got no excuses. And one day I would love to come hang out with you for real. I've actually not been to Canada. I think I've not been to Canada since I was 12. I was last in America about 3 years ago. 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. But yeah, I've not been to Canada for a long time, and Canada is awesome. And you know what's crazy, Jazz? I had a look at the map the other day, and the province that you're from is just the province you're from is so much bigger than the UK. It's actually mad. Like, obviously, yeah, America's massive, Canada's massive. You actually look at your country and you put it on the map and you think, okay, I'm from England, I'm from the UK. And then you look at the size of Canada, like, it is absolutely insane. Just thought I'd share that with you because I forgot. But Jazz, nonetheless, one day, for real, I will be riding shotgun in the tow truck, Queen's tow truck. And imagine if I'm streaming, like, I don't know if you're, like, I suppose as long as you're working, that shouldn't be an issue, right? If I'm streaming and you're working, like, your boss can't tell you off as long as I'm not putting you off the drive-in or the tow truck in. It should be alright. Oh, no, wait, we've got Teju in the chat. aka Sunny1529. He says, hello Ed, it's been a long time, haven't seen you live as my grandmother passed away. Oh, Teju, I'm really sorry to hear that. And as always, I'm sending you a big hug. And if there's anything we can do, then just, let me or the chat know. But obviously in times like these, there's not much that anybody can do for you from, be kind and try and be supportive. But Teju, I have wondered how you were doing and sort of where you were. I assumed you were just working a lot, to be honest with you. So it's nice to know that you're kind of, well, not still out there, but it's nice to see you checking in is what I'm saying, Teju. Of course, if there's anything, like I said, we can do, just let me know. Abby says the sudden accents in between conversations. Yeah. I try. You know what it is as well with impressions, guys? Like, with impressions, it's a really fine line. If you do a good impression, it can be fun, it can be funny. But if you do a bad one, it can be just really cringy. Like, when, I think it was Sterniolo was in the chat, and he was saying, like, people... So certainly, like, there's exception in the UK or other countries. Most people know now, but like top of the morning is like meant to be this Irish expression. But as Sterniolo said, nobody in Ireland says that. Nobody in Ireland has probably ever said that, like ever. And so if you do an impression and you like make it too stereotypical or you don't do a good job, it can just be really cringe. So if I do an impression, I always try to nail it. And Jazz, I'm not gonna lie, I have a weak frame of reference for Canadian accents. So actually, hearing your voice recently was helpful because it gives me something to work from. And yeah, just backing up what the chat's been saying, we're sending you nothing but hugs, Teju, and there's nothing we can do, but hopefully the chat will. Well, I know for a fact the chat will be there for you because the chat always is there for people, and that's one of the nice things about we stream. Like I've said before, we want it to be a positive experience, we want it to be a friendly experience. But sometimes things go on in our lives and we can't always be, super positive. We can't always be. But that's the time when you can share that with the chat. And the flip side of being positive and upbeat is that when things aren't going so well, people will boost you up. And that's what's happening. And so big up to every chat who's showing Teju, aka Sunny, some love. And boosting him in a difficult time, that's what it's about. I've got the glasses on because I'm going to quickly go find out what's happening with the tunes on the background. Because I'm not hearing any music, guys. And we need some tunes for the stream. But don't get too excited because we're not doing song requests tonight. Oh my gosh, it's so dark in here. It's actually like super gloomy. But there we go. The tunes are back on. So close the curtains quickly and I'll go back to the other room. Because it looks like I'm in a dungeon. It literally looks like I'm in a dungeon right now. So if you're still bearing with me and vibing along, even though I'm in a dungeon, thank you very much. And soon the dungeon era will be over. It will be the new stream era. And let me just give you another view, guys. I think we need it. So this is, hopefully you can see, well don't ignore that, it's messy, but this is the corner, right? This is the corner where we're going to set up the stream properly. Because right now it's not fully set up, and I don't like that. But these things take time, and we're getting there. And if you're still hanging out and bearing with me, even when the quality's not so good, you're real. And Teju says, anyways, how about you, Edward? Well, Teju, I'm doing alright, mate. Not doing too bad. It's been another fun stream with you guys. We've got about 5 minutes of it left. 5 minutes of it left. So you've caught us for the last 10 minutes, Teju. But it's going to be a short and sweet one. And we are back tomorrow, of course, at 8 PM UK time. Still streaming 5 days of the week. And hopefully, Teju, when the time is right, if it fits in with your schedule, we'd love to welcome you in the chat. And hopefully, together, we can just help back you up and give you some support during a difficult time. So yeah, I'm doing alright, thank you very much for asking, and thank you to everybody who's been keeping the chat so popping off and lively tonight, love to see it. As I say, we've got about 5 minutes left to stream, and I'm hoping we can hit 35 likes, we will see, let's see how it goes everybody. Abby says, one of my British friends told me, Abby, you're sound as a pound, and I was everything. The accents are my weak spot, lol. Yeah. I don't know who your friend is, but that's a good one to use. Sound as a pound is a great one. I'm trying to think if I've got any other British expressions I can share with you right now. There's so many. I realised that so much of the way we speak in England, and the UK in general, so much of it is like based on like sayings and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of one. Trying to think of an example. My mind has gone totally blank. But we do it all the time. Like sound as a pound. What else is there? Like trying fact, people don't really say it right. There's one that's like, it's raining cats and dogs. People don't really say that. That's an example of the type of like idioms or the type of expressions we use in Britain. Macaroni says, have you seen your Jurassic Park / World? I've seen Jurassic Park a long time ago, but not recently. And Sterniola says, gang, I have to... Oh, is that good night? Gang, I have to go to bed. Have a nice night, y'all, and see you all tomorrow. Sterniolo, have a great night's sleep, and we will see you tomorrow. Hopefully, you can still hear. Weirdly, it was showing 0 people watching, and maybe that was the case. Maybe I got really boring really quickly, or maybe my internet went. Either way, hopefully there's someone still watching right now. It's saying 0 for me again, so that's kind of worrying because it's just little old me on the stream. But hopefully it's not just me right here, right now. And Abby says, British men are really respectful, polite and proper. Definitely some of us, Abby. Some of us are all of those things, and there are definitely some men in which are not polite, respectful and proper. But hopefully on this stream, there's at least one anyway. I mean, that's kind of cocky for me to say. I'm like, oh yeah, right here, babe. Respectful, polite, proper. But generally speaking, I think you know, good British people, there's a lot of them. And Brooke is back and says, hi, Edward, back. Well, thank you for coming back. Coming back, Brooke. That's very nice to see you. And it's nice to see everybody who's in the chat right now. For a hot second, guys, it was showing 0 people on the stream, and my little heart was sinking. I was thinking, is this what it's come to? Dreaming dreams, they've died, and I'm now on 0 viewers. That's what it went to. But we've got 4 people in the room, and if you're one of those 4 people, W to you. He's back in the chat. Hello to you, Hallie. And she says, are you okay? Yes, I'm doing pretty well, thank you, Hallie. You've caught us for the last few minutes of stream. We normally finish about 90 minutes, so we've got a couple of minutes left on the stream. So if you're out there right now, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe. We're back tomorrow at 8 PM UK. And honestly, I would love to hit 35 likes on this stream. So let's see if we can do 35 likes, gang. I reckon we can between us. And Macaroni says, I'm still here. Macaroni, that's because you're still a real one. Thank you for holding it down. It's so rare now that the chat gets quiet because it just pops off. And when it occasionally gets quiet, that's okay. Sometimes these things happen, but you guys keep it so chatty in here. I'm not used to it when it's down. Normally I'm like fighting to get my way through the comments. So when it slows down, I'm like, oh no, what's happening? But thank you. If you're still here, if you're rocking along with me, you are much appreciated. And of course, we will be back tomorrow, so do not worry. There's more streams to come. And Teju says, Edward, where is Huntsman? Well, he was here earlier, but he had to go. He'd take a little bit of time. I think Huntsman's not been so well recently. I don't think he's been sleeping as well as he could. But he's here with us in spirit, and we always enjoy having him on. And hopefully, Teju, next time you join, moderator Astronomer Huntsman will be here as well. And big love, by the way, to whoever hit the like button for the 33rd time, that is, or 34th time. Just as I said that, you're a real one. I don't know who you are, but you are a real one. And speaking of real ones, we've got Shelley Harper in the chat. It says, hi lad, and sends a big wave. Shelley, it is always lovely to have you here. Shelley is one of the people we have in the chat who pops up now and then, and every time she does, always a really friendly, encouraging comment. So Shelley, I'm sending you a big hug because you're the type of people that we love having around here. And I hope you're well. Oh, and Hallie says, I'm subscribed, I have the notification bell all. Hell yeah, Hallie, much appreciated. Love that. Thanks so much. Glad that you guys enjoy bringing the vibe. And Elastic Gem says, they are crazy, what block you from? Don't know what that means, Elastic Gem, but hello to you. Have I missed anybody? Have I missed anybody? I think I'm nearly there, you know. I'm nearly caught up. But yeah, Teju, my mind went blank then. Teju, as Abby was saying, he is from India as well. So we've got loads of Indian people who watch, or people in India who watch the stream, which is super fun. And Elastic Gem says, you from UK, innit? Like me. Yes, Elastic Gem, I'm from the UK, from the north of England, which is where I'm from right now. So what's up to you? Oh, and Teju, anyway, lots of love from India. It's been 10 days, haven't come to live, but you still remember my name. Lots of love, Edward. Teju, sending you lots of love back to you, mate. I always, I do my very, very best to remember people and remember their real names, like I've said to people before. Sometimes it's a challenge because loads of people that come and hang out on stream, but I always do my best to remember people's names and about their lives and what they've told me, so it's appreciated, mate. And I hope you're doing well, and as I say, we're here for you during this difficult time. Billy Barney 4 says, I'm Edward too. Surely not Billy Barney, because you're like the third person on this stream who said my name's Edward. And it's making me feel a little frustrated because I'm the big dog Edward round here and there's not any room for any other Edwards, okay? Okay. I'm only joking, Billy Barney. It's good to see you, man. And there is also another Edward who joins the stream regularly called Edward Dickinson, and maybe we'll be here before the end of the stream. And Maximilian Bonish is here again. What's up to you, Maximilian? I love the name Maximilian. Great name. And that's a cool shirt. I like it. Well, thank you, Maximilian. This was a gift from a friend from Primark, and very kind gift it was. Oh, and we've got Frictions who says, hi, my name is Mace Pose. I'm from Russia. Well, thank you for sharing, Mace Pose. We don't have many people watching from Russia, but it's always nice to have people watching from all over the world. So what's up to you? And thank you, Erin. Good to see you in the chat. And I missed a comment. And we've got Elastic Gem who says, man's from London, down south. We've got a southerner in the chat. Thanks for saying Elastic Gem. Always cool to hear where people are from. And Abby's also said, Edward, you opening up before about your experiences, you're really courageous. It takes a lot of strength to be gentle and to choose kindness and love like you did after going through hurt and pain. Oh, thank you, Abby. I appreciate that. And to be honest with you, it's one of those things where it took me a long time. Like, it still like I said, but it's still an ongoing process for me because I spent so long feeling angry and frustrated and bitter about what had happened to me. And it's kind of one of those things where if you want to win, you can't let the system grind you down. You can't let life grind you down. That's kind of the thing. And like I say, we all go through stuff. And sometimes it can feel like life grinds you down. But the way to win is to not let it grind you down. So I don't always manage that. But on these streams, we manage that between us. Oh, and she followed up that by saying, you're also very kind and respectful. Well, again, that is appreciated, Abby. I'm definitely not a perfect guy, but you know what it is? I just try and be sound as much as possible, you know? I don't always get that right either, but, you know, you just got the best, you know? And Dr. Herb is here, a.k.a. Tuba. And Tuba says, I missed Tuba's original comment, but Tuba said, where was it gone? I think it was Tuba saying, hey. I've missed it. Tuba introduced himself in the chat again, a.k.a. Dr. Herb, and Tuba said, sorry I'm late today. I've just had a bad day. I'm very hurt today and someone really crushed me and it will... Oh, Tuba, I'm sorry to hear that, for real. You know, you're one of a few people having a tough time at the moment. So Tuba, if there's anything we can do, then do let us know. Otherwise, as always, we're sending you big hugs and I hope you're doing alright. And Maximilian says, everybody like and sub. Yes, thank you so much, Maximilian. That. And thank you also to the Scottish Cat who says, Scottish. Thank you very much, Scottish Cat. Nice to hear that. We actually had someone comment called Daniel Lyon about 15 minutes ago. I was talking about Scotland and I was saying how I've been to countries around the world like America or Canada, but I've never been to Ireland. I've only been to Wales a couple of times, and there's loads of Scotland I've never seen. And this Daniel Lyon just commented, don't come to Scotland, we're full. Which I thought was really funny, honestly. It made me laugh a lot. So thank you, Scottish Cat, for saying hello, and hopefully you don't mind me visiting sometime. What else have we got? Macaroni says, Ed, I'm going to have to go now. Bye. See you soon, Macaroni. Have a good rest of your night. And what else? The Scottish Cat says, my ex-girlfriend has asked me out due to her cancer and has less than a year left to live. What should I do as I feel conflicted about it? Wow, Scottish Cat, that is a tricky situation to be in. So are you saying that your ex-girlfriend has terminal cancer and has asked you to be her boyfriend or girlfriend, I don't know your gender, but has asked you to be her partner again? Is that what you're saying? And honestly, if that is what you're saying, that is a tough spot to be in. And my personal view on that would be, if that is what, yes, so that is what you're saying. My personal view would be, you should only get back with someone if you really want to be in a romantic relationship with them in that capacity. If it's only get back with them because you feel like she needs support and you want to support them, you can do that without being in a relationship. I would only get back with them in a relationship if you love them and you want to be there for them through that process as a boyfriend or girlfriend or however you identify. Do you know what I'm saying? But that is a difficult position to be in. And Tuba says, yes, I came here to feel good. I just can't cry because I have exam tomorrow. Oh, Tuba, I know you've got a lot on your plate and you study hard and you have a lot going on in your life. And two, but we are actually wrapping this stream up just a minute's time. So I'm going to end this segment by just sending you nothing but big hugs. And like I say, the chat is here for you. We're wishing you well, and there's nothing I can do really to make things better for you. But what I would say is that I'm sending you the very best during a difficult period. And if there's anything we can do, just let us know. And the chat got your back. And of course, we're back tomorrow at Tuesday. Back tomorrow at we're back tomorrow at 8 p.m. UK. So if you have time, come back and let us know how your day went, and hopefully we can boost you up a little bit. Maximilian says, I'm going now. Have a good night and a good stream. Take care, everyone, and you're a really cool streamer. Never give up. Maximilian, if I could send you a heart react, I would send you 50 of those right now, because honestly, every single comment like that is a massive boost to me. And your energy, Maximilian, just being kind and support, it means a lot. So thank you for joining the chat as always. And I hope you have a good rest of your night, and we'll see you next time on the stream. Take care for now, Maximilian. Yes, and Abby, thank you so much for being supportive. Echoing what I was saying to Maximilian as well, it's much appreciated. Really appreciate when everyone in the chat welcomes people to the room, or says hello to people, or gives people support. It means a lot. And with that being said, guys, we're on 98 minutes. It's been another awesome stream. It's been a chill second 25% of the stream. So I really appreciate all the holding it down, hanging out, and being here with me. Viking Blood has just joined the chat and says, hello, Jason. I'm not sure who Jason is. But maybe Viking Blood is talking to someone else in the chat. I don't know. But Viking Blood, my name is Edward. And it's nice to see. We're actually just ending this stream. I was just telling everybody we are going to be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. UK time. If you've not hit subscribe already, make sure you do so you get the notification. But otherwise, it's been almost 100 minutes. 100 minutes of epic streaming. You guys have made it a lot of... And like I say, of course, we're going to be back tomorrow. And YouTube is doing the trick that it always does. Whenever I say, okay guys, nearly time for the end of the stream, it lets a little boost of people into. So if you've just joined the room, of course my name's Edward, but we're going to be back tomorrow because we're just about to end this stream. But do hit subscribe. We've got an amazing crew of regulars, and we stream for 5 days of the week. And the streams are all about good vibes coming together from all over the world, and that is what we will be doing tomorrow. So with that being said, W to everybody who's here. Amelia, we're just about to end the stream. We've made it just in time for some goodbyes. And Amelia says, hi, I'm so sorry, Ed. Do apologise, Amelia. It was nice you could make it, even for the last minute. So I'm going to end this stream with some big shout outs. So let me do that right now. Let me give a shout, of course, to Abby, who says, W Edward, W chat, huge W to Abby, absolutely huge W to Abby. And let me read out Maximilian's comment before we end, who says, hopefully the stream tomorrow if I have time, but if I have time, I'm trying to come to your stream because you're a really cool and nice streamer, even though I don't know you that long. Well, Maximilian, thank you again for a really nice, friendly comment. If you can't make tomorrow, do not worry, because as I say, we stream 5 days of the week, and hopefully you can join us for another stream soon. But in any case, Maximilian, it's been a pleasure to have you in the chat. It's been really nice to get to you, and we will see you again soon. So W to Maximilian. Priyanshu, we are just about to end the stream. And Priyanshu says, hello bro, how are you today? Priyanshu, I'm good, my friend, but we're literally just about to end the stream. And I will say good hi and goodbye and give you a big shout out because, like I say, we've gotten this stream tonight, but we are back tomorrow. So a big W to Hallie, a big W to Tuba, aka Dr. Herb, a big W to Amelia, to Priyanshu, to Jazz, all the way in to Hallie, to Abby, of course, to Maximilian. Who have I missed? Have I missed anybody? To Viking Blood, Elastic Gem, and anybody else who I've not given a shout out to. You guys are all real ones, and of course we'll be back tomorrow. So big hugs and love to you. Priyanshu, take care, my friend. I'm sorry you missed us, but of course we're back tomorrow at 8 p.m. UK time. And don't worry, you say you're busy in daily work. Do not worry. I will look forward to hanging out with you soon. Sending you all hugs, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. UK time. See you soon, and thanks for joining the stream. Take care for now. Bye.